Hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. Thank you so much for being so patient here with us. Give us a few minutes and we will be with you shortly. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our conversation. Michael and I are here every Monday, and today we are just a little bit behind, but we are here and we're excited to have you here with us. And thank you so much for joining us today. As always, hello, everyone. We appreciate you joining us today. Personally, I really appreciate your support on this YouTube channel or this Facebook profile. Everything that I'm putting out, I do my very best to help either way, to send out information, to carry out information, and just to have fun. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here today. Welcome all of our friends that are joining us from Facebook or from YouTube. We appreciate you coming on and having fun with us every Monday. Welcome, Michael. Good to see you. Hope you had a well-rested weekend. I guess in your world, it's about, focusing on your family, focusing on the children. So it's good to see you here and welcome. Please say hello to everyone.
Thank you so much, Julie. And don't forget, On Passive is my family too. So,
absolutely.
We're trying to do the best we can, for the past couple months. And so just one more month to go, and then we're, the family part of it, the summer activities are kind of out of the way. And then we can refocus again just on Passive. But it's been a good weekend. And certainly glad to be here at our discussions for today, and look forward to talking and to be with our other family. So let's go.
That's right. That's right. Everybody know here in the U.S., July 4th, Independence Day is coming tomorrow. And everyone around the world is kind of sharing that fun with the U.S. And so if you are traveling, if you are celebrating our Independence Day, we do hope that you are doing well, have fun, and be safe. And if you are traveling back and forth, we do hope that you get to your destination and back safely. Well, today, the topic that Michael and I wanted to talk about, it's a done deal. Anyone who have been following On Passive in the past, 5 years, do hear that a lot. It's a done deal. It's all done for you. But for the folks that are just joining us, for the folks that just kind of really tapping into the On Passive channels everywhere around the world, you might not understand, what does that mean when they say it's a done deal? And, it's not really a done deal where it doesn't have a starting point. So today, Michael and I are going to talk about what does it mean by it's a done deal, where it started and where it is now and how it's going. And so, Michael, let's get started. We do know that in the on Friday,
Đây là quy trình 4 bước mình dùng để kiếm tiền với Affiliate Marketing. Bước 1, mình lựa chọn ra một sản phẩm tiềm năng. Bước 2, mình chuẩn bị những tư liệu như là video, như là hình ảnh, như là website và nội dung. Và bước số 3 đó là mình sẽ marketing cho dự án đó thông qua các kênh như là Facebook Ads và Google Ads. Và bước số 4 là mình sẽ tối ưu lại những chiến dịch đó để mang về cho mình lợi nhuận cao hơn. Và bạn có thể thấy là chỉ với 4 bước cơ bản và đơn giản như vậy thôi thì tụi mình đã có thể kiếm được rất là nhiều tiền với Affiliate Marketing. Tuy nhiên với một người mới thì không hề đơn giản như vậy, đúng không ạ? Và cuối tuần này mình có tổ chức ra một chương trình chia sẻ hoàn toàn miễn phí để giúp cho bạn dễ dàng làm chủ và kiếm được tiền với Affiliate Marketing. Trong 3 ngày học hoàn toàn miễn phí này, bạn sẽ nhận được những nội dung sau đây. Thứ nhất,
our CEO, Mr. Ash Moffard, has shared a little bit of the beginning when he shared a little sticky note heart on there. Some of us get to see the date. So the mission that he had that mission is in August 29th, 2008. And his mission simply is to make the world a better place. And Michael, we both have witnessed, and of course, not just Michael and I, but there are millions of people around the world have witnessed what is going on and where that mission is carrying out. But let's start from the very beginning when he said he has to revamp himself. Your thought on what is shared, Michael?
Sure. So, you have some people in life that really care about others. Life is very busy, right? We know that, and so most people don't even have time to even reflect within their own family, much less to have time to be thinking about others, But there are a few who do that, and they're caring individuals. And so Mr. Ash Mufara is such a person, very family oriented, which is one of the things that resonated with me. And, to see that he wanted to make a difference in the world. And so it kind of started with that mindset, right? And then as you try to say, okay, how am I going to do this, right? So the easier route is to work with others. It's okay, see, maybe there's another company out there that I can join that company and, build myself up, et cetera, see how I can fit in, how I can work with them and all of that. But through the course of time, you find out that so many people just don't think the way you think. So many people are very selfish. There's, the corruption that exists out there in the marketplace. So when you come to that full realization that, it cannot be done by using what's already in existence, you realize that you have to go and create it yourself. You have to do it from scratch, and that's basically what has been done. Is on passive is something that is completely from scratch. It's completely different than the norm. It's taking a totally different path to get to where we are today, and so people have to take a look at that and see like, wow, somebody's actually willing to say, do it or die. And literally meaning I'm going to give it everything I possibly can. I'm going to do all that I can to make sure that whatever we're putting out there is the best of the best, right? And that's what we have in On Passive, So let me just stick a pin there, Julie. But that's really, the foundation or the beginning of On Passive. Yes, it wasn't called On Passive. Yes, there wasn't a name and all of that. But now we know the name. So in essence, that was the foundation that was laid.
Absolutely. And without the clear and definite vision or mission, you probably would not be able to build the foundation that's as what we see right now today in On Passive. We get to watch him and we get to understand a little bit about where he had been, what he had experienced in his life, what he had gone through for him to be able to have that mission, and with his conviction of building On Passive, of making a better world, a better place to live. He has to have that conviction. And he said he will die every day to carry out his mission, which is a very bold, strong, and full of conviction statement.
Absolutely. That is a big statement. How many people are really willing to die for a cause, right? Most people are not, right? A lot of people say it, but as soon as death is knocking at the door, we quickly crumble and rethink that decision, right? It's like, okay, I changed my mind. I'm not willing to die for the cause, right? But we know that, it takes a lot. Like, this is not an easy task, right? I know a lot of people are feeling financial pain and all of that stuff, but it's not an easy task. And you want it to be done right. You don't want there to be shortcuts. You don't want to be going in the wrong direction. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to get to where you're supposed to be going, right? If I'm traveling to California, right? And I decided to go towards New York, you know what I mean? And up into Canada, and I'm going through Quebec, and like I'm going in the wrong direction, right? I'm going towards the Atlantic instead of going towards the Pacific Ocean, right? So, you know, it's important that you are going in the right direction. And that's what Unpassive has been doing. We are going in the right direction. We are making progress every step of the way, even during the 2 years, let's call it the 2 years of COVID, all the COVID restrictions and so on. We're still going in the right direction. And we came through that still standing and a lot better than where we were prior to it, right? So we can see everything, Julie, for those that have been paying attention and those who've been around to see that, wow, you know, this is an amazing journey, right? Because that's exactly what it is. It is a journey. It's not an event, right? Event is something that boom, it happens, done, finished, right? This is a journey. It's a process, right? And we continue to move to the desired destination, which is to uplift humanity, which is to be able to help as many people worldwide as possible, you know, those who need help, right? And we're talking billions of people around the world that need help. It's not just a handful of individuals, you know. When I see people can't even jump on a plane to go a few hours, you know, they rather drive, you know. Julie, think about this. Can you imagine we're in Toronto and you're driving to Florida? That's a long drive. When you can just jump on a plane and it's like a 3-hour flight and you're there, right? There are folks who can't afford to jump on a plane to go those 3 hours, so that they have to take the long way, which is to drive. What is it? I don't know, 24 hours or whatever the number is. It's long either way, right? And so the thing is this, there are people, something as simple as that they can't afford. You understand? There are people who can't afford to have just a good breakfast in the morning for their kids to go off to school. Like just simple, basic things. We're not talking about fancy cars and fancy vacation, none of that stuff, just basic stuff that people can't afford, Julie. And so can we make a difference? Absolutely. Will Unpassive make a difference? Absolutely. And that's what we're about, right? And that's why I said that, you know, having someone at the helm like Mr. Ash Mufara, right, is a good thing, because the mindset is right. The focus is right, right? The desire is right. The mission, the vision, all those things are right, and it's pointing us in the right direction. That's exactly what we have here. And that's why so many are partnering, you know, with us. That's why so many are coming, right, and looking for us and asking for our help. Why? Because they see that there is a difference. There is something different about Unpassive. It's not the same old, same old. It's not like what other businesses are out there doing, right? And that's what I have to say, one of the things, Julie, because there's so many things that I love about Unpassive, right? But it is something to cherish, right? It is something that is desired by others. And we are grateful that we are a part of all of this, right? We are going somewhere special, and I certainly want to be there for the entire journey, for sure.
Absolutely. And you're talking about the journey. I, on the example that you're saying, when you actually decide to take the drive, 20 hours to 24 hours drive, it is a journey, right? But when you take that journey, you drive it, you get to enjoy all the sceneries, all the views, everything that you are doing. Yes, it takes long, but use that example and we apply it in business, in the mission that Mr. Ash Mufara is carrying out. You have to have a strong foundation. You have to have a clear mission, and you use that foundation and you still building up from there. You get to have fun as well. He said on one of the meeting yesterday, he said the fun in leadership, it's also there as we are travel in our journey. Now, when we're talking about foundation, we built the foundation. For example, we built a home. You started with the foundation, but then you have to have the financial support in order for you to build what you are building, focusing on what he's building today, the mission. The entire Unpassive, I always call it a machine, like a giant machine, like a big giant ship in the middle of the ocean that he is building every pieces of that going. And you have to have the clear mission that you are doing, the just cause. And as we are watching that in the past years, I feel that something that we will still need to work on our own self as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Most people are what I would say followers, right? Most people need guidance. They need someone to show them the way, right? Point them in the right direction, okay? And so when you see someone that's doing something great, right? Or even a group of people that are doing something great, then you want to emulate that, right? You want to be able to follow in their footsteps, right? And so we, as founding members, we have that opportunity to be able to see, okay, you know what, yeah, something good, there's something positive that's happening here. So why would I want to be a part of that, right? Okay, so you know what, this is giving me the opportunity to work on myself so that I can be the best version of myself, right? Through this entire process, and you see where people are starting to think now. That first it was all about me, in that, I need to make this money, I need to pay my bills, I want to pay off my debt, blah, 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 right? And then you start to see that switch where people start to think now, oh my gosh, it's a done deal. I don't need to worry about that stuff anymore because it's going to be done. Like, it's going to be taken care of, right? Okay, so who else can I reach out and help, right? What else can I do? What causes can I support? Like, people starting to think like that. Every day I'm driving home and I see this homeless person. Oh my gosh, I'll be able to help that person now, and so on and so forth, right? So, that's what this journey has done for so many people, right? We're talking about thousands of individuals who've now had a change of mindset where they're not looking only on themselves and their family anymore, but looking out externally and seeing that, yeah, there's a greater cause, there's a greater mission, there's more that I can do. You may think that you're doing enough, and then you realize, actually, no, I'm not doing enough, right? And so now you start to make all these plans and put together, what you're going to be doing in the future. And that's a beautiful thing, Julie. Like, it's really nice to see, because that's a lot of positivity, right? So think of the impact that will have in society when everyone actually put into practice what they've been saying. Right? If we take people at face value and take them at their word, a lot of people have been saying a lot of great things, and so we want to see all that, being followed through, right? Because we can make a difference. There's no doubt in my mind that we can make a difference in this world, right? And it just starts with this collective body who are of the same mindset. And as we put forward, that mission, and we make sure all the tasks are accomplished, right? That's what the company's doing. They're making sure that when we get our hands on stuff, when the public get their hands on our products, it's perfect, right? And why not, right? Why not? Because that's going to make the greater difference. So that's why our CEO says he's not worrying about people who are negative. He's not worrying about people who think they can stop. He's not worrying about any of that stuff, because what we're doing is bigger than ourselves, right? There's more to it than what people actually believe. Right? It's a much bigger goal. It's a much bigger project than the majority of people can even conceive, right? And so I agree with them that yes, on-passive will help to save money. On-passive will help to share prosperity, right? And certainly, we're going to leave behind all the irrelevant chatter, to use his words. So that's great, Julie, and I'm getting more and more excited as the days go by. Right? And everyone should be as well.
And it looks like, we started with a mission, we stay focused on the mission, we take that massive action, and we are creating the momentum to have a successful business. And the way how we are looking at it right now, Michael, is what he is doing. It is a done deal. Let's talk a little bit about the business side of it. What does that mean when all of what we say here, people would probably understand what does that mean by it's a done deal. But let's emphasize that. What does that mean? What does that mean by it's a done deal?
Nhà hiện đại ai mà còn khoan tường hay dùng đinh vít nữa, vừa ồn, bụi bặm lại còn mất thẩm mỹ. Dùng keo dán siêu dính, cực chắc như khi đóng đinh, bảo vệ tường và đồ đạc trong nhà, hàn gắn được mọi thứ, kể cả trên các chất liệu khó bám dính, siêu tiện ích, sử dụng vô thời hạn cực kỳ tiết kiệm. Công nghệ bám dính đến từ Nhật Bản, dán kín các mối nối trên bề mặt kim loại, nhựa, da, gỗ, vảy, cao su vân vân. Đặc biệt, khác với các loại keo thông thường, keo dán đa năng siêu dính thay thế đinh, chịu được tải trọng lên tới 100 kg. Chất keo sệt khô nhanh chỉ sau 3 giây, không gây độc hại, an toàn và bền bỉ khi sử dụng. Dán ở đâu cũng dính, dù có hơ lửa, cạo, nậy hay bị bám nước thì keo vẫn hoàn toàn bám chặt. Keo chống thấm nước, chống ẩm mốc cực kỳ tiện lợi khi sử dụng ngoài trời, ngoài sân vườn. Giảm giá đặc biệt lên đến 40% cho khách đặt sớm nhất. Hàng chính hãng, ưu đãi có hạn, giao nhanh trên toàn quốc.
Well, certainly we know it's very difficult to have a successful business, right? It's very difficult. So many people have tried, regardless of the type of business, you know, whether it's a brick and mortar business, whether it's an online business, it doesn't matter. People have tried. We've seen restaurants go out of business. We've seen factories close down. You know what I mean? Big companies, small companies, right? It doesn't matter, right? So we know that it's not easy, right? And so On Passive decided that, you know what, we can do better. We can help people. We can put it together in such a way that they will be successful, that their success is guaranteed, basically, right? So how do you do that, right? So this is what the company's task is about, is to be able to put together products that are in demand, put together systems in place that will automate the entire process for people so that they don't have to rely on their own personal skills. There's no way that we can build what has been built thus far, right? There's no way that we would have all these contacts to partner with. There's just no way. We would not have the money, the resource to create all these products from scratch, right? Most companies don't have that. Most companies basically just get a product and they put their own label on it, but they did not create the product. They did not build it from scratch. So, you know, that's the easy way to do things, right? On Passive says, no, we want to have as much control as possible. We want to be able to offer people products at low cost, right? In order to do all of that, you have to create your own, right? You can't rely on someone else, right? If you want to protect people's privacy, you have to have, you know, your own, right? You can't rely on other companies to think that, well, they're going to protect your client's privacy. Okay, we've seen that too many times where stuff gets leaked or whatever the case may be, but somehow your information gets out there, right? So if you want to protect people's privacy, yeah, you know, you have to take care of that yourself. And so On Passive is taking care of everything to ensure that it's done the way we want it to be done, right? No more corruption, right? Do it in a correct way, you know, do it, right? As ethical as possible, you know what I mean? Nice and clean, right? And that's what the company is doing. That's what takes time, right? That's what takes time. But in the end, which is the bottom line, right? What happens in the end, right? In the end, success is yours. Success is a done deal in the end, because the company is doing all the heavy lifting for you, but you don't have to do it. So you don't have to be some strong marketer. You don't have to be some salesperson. You know, you don't have to have a whole bunch of followers and subscribers and all these stuff. You don't have to be no social media expert. You understand? Because most people are not, right? A lot of people are on social media, but very few are really making money, right? Like real money, like money that they can say, yeah, this paid off my debt. This bought my whatever, right? Very few people, right? But, you know, where On Passive is concerned, the idea is to be able to help people generate wealth so that they can use their newfound wealth to now go out and help others with that, whether it be to employ others, right? Whether it's to donate to other charitable organizations, whatever the case may be. Just put yourself in a position so that you can take care of yourself and your family, and at the same time be able to reach out to your community and at large. So that's what it is, that it's a done deal, Julie. People don't need to worry. People can be calm, people can be relaxed, knowing that, yes, that day is coming where success will be mine, right? And that's a good thing to know, because you go into most businesses and you're unsure. Oh, am I gonna fail again? You know what I mean? Like, how long will this one last, right? Here with On Passive, you can hang your hat on the fact that it's going to be here long term. Long after we're gone, On Passive will still be going. You know, that's a good thing. That's the type of company you want to align yourself with. And that's why we see, you know, a lot of great individuals that are positioning themselves with On Passive.
Absolutely. When we're talking about success, when we talk about done deal, we're talking about the team of people behind the brand, the team of the people behind that makes this all possible. So let's talk about the team of the people around here. I know that Mr. Ashmufara attracting so many individuals who having the same mindset, the same conviction, the same mission. For example, our COO, Engineer Mohammed Kamal, our CFO, Mr. Nazel, and a lot more teams. So let's focus on talking about the team behind On Passive really quick, Michael.
Yeah, well, I mean, rather than, calling out their names and all of that, I think people just need to understand that On Passive has aligned itself with the best of the best, right? Okay, you want to do, some great things where branding and marketing is concerned. Well, you go out there and get the best at it. On Passive has that, right? You want people who have great ideas. You want people in the IT, right? In the AI space, you go out there and you get the best, right? So everything On Passive has done is getting the best. It's about being the top, being at the top, creating new tops. That's the type of language that we use within On Passive, simply because of what the mission is, right? You have to surround yourself with great individuals. You can't surround yourself with negative people. If you surround yourself with negative people, what's going to be the outcome? What will be the result? Negativity, right? So you do away with that, right? You surround yourself with great individuals, and great things are going to happen, right? And even we as individuals, Julie, every one of us can have a millionaire mindset, right? It doesn't mean that you actually know a millionaire, right? Doesn't mean one is your buddy or one lives next door to you, right? But there's lots of books out there, YouTube videos, all these things where we can read and we can, gather information from those who've gone before us, those who have done it, right? And you can see the examples, you can see what it took for them to achieve that success. And so that's what Mr. Ashmufara has done. He's surrounded himself with the best of the best, right? When you talk about Dr. Suzanne, I mean, come on. You understand when we understand who these people are, right, that are part of the team, and that's not everyone, right? Like you mentioned about Mohammed Nazal and Mohammed Kamal, and you know what I mean? Like there are a lot of great people in this company. Why are they here? They could be elsewhere. Some of them were elsewhere, and On Passive kind of wooed them over, right? So when we think of the team that is there, that is in place, how can you fail? That's why we say failure is not an option. It just isn't an option, because you can't be surrounded with that type of talent and fail. It's impossible, Julie, right? And so again, this is something that is different, right? It's a different path, right? To go out there and spend the kind of money that is needed to get the quality, you understand me, to be able to produce what we're looking for, it's unheard of. It really is, because a lot of companies like to cut corners. They want to take shortcuts. They want to get to the marketplace and start to sell their products as fast as possible, right? And we see what happens. How many times we've heard about this car company and, there's a recall, because whatever, the brake's not working or some option is faulty or whatever. They have to call it back, right? And not just the car industry, but almost every industry you can think of. You know what I mean? And there's always all the toys, there's a recall on this toy because, this particular one, is harmful to kids. Car seats, you know what I mean? There've been so many different things because companies cut corners all the time just to make a sale. On Passive says no, right? There's no need for that. We have the time, we have the resource, right? We have the manpower, we can do it because we want to be able to help people leave a legacy, period. And you can only do that with quality, right? Quality, we can do that. And so that's exactly what is being done here, Julie. So we can be confident about the team that we have, because again, we would not have the money to go out there and get such a team, right? We could not create such a brand awareness campaign that we have right now on our own. We just couldn't, right? So we get to piggyback off all of that. We get to benefit from all of that, Julie, right? And again, that's why it's a done deal.
Absolutely. So far, when we start talking about the topic today, it's a done deal. We start talking about the mission. We're talking about the foundation. We touched a little bit on the financial part of it. And then we talk about gathering the team. And then now let's focusing on carrying out the mission, the over-deliver part of OnPassive, as we have been witnessing many events has been organized by OnPassive. That is also part of the over-deliver of OnPassive. Many relationships with Best Moment, with Supercar Modulars. Actually, it started with Bean Sports. Those are the over-deliver that we see here. It's not just about over-deliver the product itself, but the way we are running OnPassive running the business. I always referring to OnPassive as we, because I know that I always put myself as I am OnPassive. We've said that. So I use the word we over deliver. So let's talk about that part really quick, Michael, because we do see that over delivering or the carrying out that mission has been displayed in front of all of us.
Absolutely. These are not things that were, promised to us. Let's say it wasn't part of the plan, right? But as we went along on the journey, right, the dream just got bigger and bigger, right? Why leave something on the table? Why present something that is less than, right? It's not necessary. Go all the way out, right? First class all the way, yeah, Julie, first class all the way, right? And that's what we're seeing, because, even with the products, hey, Connect, right? It's a paid product, yet we've been using it now for 3 months or so for free, right? And yet, you could have had a Zoom, for example, with 500 attendees. It costs money. It's not free, right? It's not free, right? And so here you have Connect, where you could have had a webinar with 500 people, and it wouldn't have cost you anything, right? For the past few months. But that's part of over delivering. You're getting more than what you're entitled to, right? So you have the product side of things, and then also, as you mentioned, you have the partnerships, right? All that the company's putting together, all of that is over delivering to us. Because what it's going to do, and I don't think people realize that, what it's going to do is going to help put more money in your pocket. Let me just say it that way, right? Because all of that combined, ultimately, that's what it's going to do, right? Did the company have to do it, right? Did the company have to go and partner with Supercar Modular? Did they have to do that? Did they have to partner with Be It? Didn't have to do any of that stuff. Best Moment, they didn't have to do any of that stuff, right? Did you have to go and partner with the government? You understand me? To be able to have a train station named after your company, all these things. We didn't have to do any of that. But by doing it all, though, it's going to help ultimately put more money in people's pockets, which is a good thing, because that's what a lot of people are after, Julie, right? There's hey, I'm in this business because I want to make some money to pay my bills. I'm having a hard time out here. I need help. Okay, help is coming, right? But all these things, though, when you put them all together, when you combine them, right, you can see where is the benefit. What's in it for me, right? Where's the reward in all of this, right? just understand what you're a part of, right? Just take a look and see all the good that is being done and see how ultimately you will benefit from that, right? And that's over-delivering. Over-delivering is giving people more than what they bargained for, giving people more than what they're entitled to, giving people more than was promised to them. That's over-delivering. And this company has done that more than any other company that I can think of. More than any other company. A lot of stuff that we have right now that is for free, companies are charging hundreds of dollars a month for, you know, no doubt. This branding campaign, can you imagine if you had to foot the bill for that, what that would cost you, right? You as an individual or even as a company, right? To be able to hire, you know, all the IT specialists, right? What that would cost you. You understand? So there's so much to it, Julie, that we get to benefit from, right? But because we don't feed direct money in our pockets right now, we don't seem to put the two together. But they're connected. As you always say, it's all about being interconnected, right? It's all connected together. It's connected to your success. It's connected to your bottom line. It's connected to your legacy, right? To your future. It is connected, right? And so everything we have here on Passive is going to make your life that much better. And all we have to do is continue to be patient, hold on, and enjoy the process because it's coming.
Absolutely. And for all of us who are currently listening to this conversation, some of us do understand what it means by it is a done deal. Some of us actually understand what it means by success is a guarantee and on passive. But for some of us here who do not understand this part, hopefully that this conversation will help you to understand or having an idea of what is on passive all about. And if you are someone who is looking for, or, you know, having despair in life, looking for hopes, you know, on passive is a place to be. We are the beacon of hope. We are going to make the world a better place. And that's what on passive is doing for all of us. And Michael, the crazy thing that I'm listening to what you're saying is, as we are walking into another realm of another another big step milestone of on passive, we didn't have to make those big decisions that Mr. Mufara and the team are making behind the scene for all of us. Those are like giant, humongous tough decisions that they have to make. Let's talk a little bit about that, because in order for you to have a business in this magnitude globally, you have to make some difficult decisions, I imagine.
That's an understatement. You know, Julie, you have some people can't decide, okay, am I going to wear a red shirt or am I going to wear a blue shirt today? You know, am I going to have eggs and toast for breakfast, or am I just going to have cereal? You know what I mean? There are people who can't make those simple decisions, you know, but with a business like this, oh my goodness, you would not want to be that person that have to decide on so many different aspects of this business. You just wouldn't, right? Again, how many employees do you need? Employees do you need to carry out the task, right? Where can you find the best of the best? How can you entice them to leave? Because people who are the best, they're not sitting there unemployed, Julie. They're not sitting around saying, oh my gosh, you know, where am I find my next job? You know, they're gainfully employed. They're doing something. They have a job, right? And they're making good money at their job. And so now if you want the best, you have to find a package, to be able to, win them over so that they see, oh, okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll come over here and work, right? And what we have is the whole idea of the mission, the vision, what we're trying to accomplish, and that's what's resonating with a lot of people. That's why we are attracting the best of the best, engineers and so on, right? That's the reason, right? It's the whole idea that this company is built upon love, right? Built upon caring, right? And people resonate with that, Julie. Yeah, they like I said, they have good jobs already. You know what I mean? So it's not so much, oh, okay, I'm going to pay you more money, come work for me, right? People are looking beyond that, right? Because if you already have a good job that's paying you well, okay, you're looking beyond that. You have to give me really something good for me to leave this good paying job to come over and work with you. And it can't just be, okay, I'm going to pay you, 10% more or something. It's not that, right? So people are finding value in on passive, to be attracted to it, to come on board with us, but to make the decision as to, who you hire, who you don't hire, to make the decision on, is this product good enough? Is it ready? So many changes that needs to be done. Okay, nope, we need to stop, scrap that, start again. Yes, we know that people are relying on us. People are looking to us, for their success, all these things. And yet you have to make that difficult decision that, you know what? We can't just open the door and just start to sell just because of that. It has to be done right. So if it means taking an extra week, if it means taking an extra few days, if it means taking an extra month, an extra year, whatever the case may be for any particular task, right? Then you have to make that difficult decision. Yes, a lot of people are not going to like it. A lot of people are going to be even more negative about it. A lot of people are going to tell you, oh, why is it delayed and all this other fancy stuff, right? But we know it's not delayed. It's if it was ready to be deployed, right? If the best version possible to give the best value possible to the marketplace, then it would be, right? So everything in good time, everything in good time. So people just have to realize that, yeah, there are people, and it's not just Ash Mufara, there are others who have to make difficult decisions. Sometimes you may have to fire someone, because they're not living up to, their job description. They're not putting forth the best that you're looking for. And so sometimes you have to let someone go, right? So it's not easy. Looking for a new location, right? It's not easy. Looking for payment processors, it's not easy, right? Getting approval from government regulators and all of that, it's not easy. You understand me? Making it accessible to every single country around the world, it's not easy, right? But if it was easy, I don't think Mr. Ash Mufara would even step up to the table. He just wouldn't, And a lot of us, we know it's not easy, but we're still here, and we're here to make it happen because of what's going to happen in the end. Absolutely. It's always about the end, Julie. It's always about the end. It's always about how it's going to impact other people's lives. And that's why you keep doing what you're doing. That's what we hear on Mondays. That's why others are doing stuff every day, different lives and all these things, because all of us care about others and we want to see the best, results for them. And that's going to happen. Absolutely.
When we're talking about making those big decisions, you cannot make those decisions without your heart, because the decision that he is making, or everyone behind the scene are making, it makes the biggest impact in millions, yet possibly billions of people, right? So it has to involve everyone. It has to involve the heart. It has to creating the win to everyone. So we can definitely say OnPassive is AI with heart. And that's what it's display here for some of us who have been, not some of us, majority of us who have been involved watching what is going on with OnPassive. We know that OnPassive is AI with heart because it's involving people's life, is involving people legacy, is involving people future. So it's been a great conversation, Michael. And we do hope that everyone who are listening to this conversation really enjoying this and having fun with us here. Not so much of the fun part, the laughing part, but we do hope that what you hear today put a little bit more joyful in your heart, and knowing that it is a done deal. everything is done. Everything is going to be okay. It is a done deal, right, Michael?
Absolutely, Julie. Absolutely. You know, and that phrase just sums it all up. You know, it's a done deal. You know, and people can, you know, rest assured on that, right? People can have confidence in that it's a done deal. And that's a good thing to know, right? It's good to know that, okay, you know, will I succeed? You know, questions. When all those questions are all eliminated, because you know, you have confidence in that phrase, it's a done deal. And so OnPassive is a done deal. So therefore, you know, your life success, your financial success is also a done deal, right? Just believe that, act upon it, right? And see it become a reality in your life, all right?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us. And we do hope that you enjoy the day. And for all of us, like I said earlier, we're celebrating Independence Day. Be safe, stay well. And for the rest of the world, OnPassive is here, and it is a done deal. So thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Michael. Have a great evening. God bless everyone. Take care.